I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This fucking bastard.
How did this all end?
No, go ahead, count.
Yeah. Alright. No bullshit. Chris.
You won't fucking touch me, scumbag.
Smack blood and skull fragments out your face. Slap snubs at your mother's casket. Walking out of a break. Bang. Jump Pesci, fuck, come test me. Think it's suicide the same way they hung Epstein.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Nico Kayla, and I'm rocking with my homie, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Pablo Escobar. How you doing today, Pablo?
No, we're doing good today. We're ready. I'm excited, super excited. We got a couple things we're gonna go into. Start breaking down that list.
Yeah, so first of all, we're going to get into some news. You know what I'm saying? We got some heavy news with the Moscow shooting, some news with the princess, and some other news, some lighthearted news, some serious news. Then we're going to get into a new segment we like to call The Best Medicine, which is the funniest videos curated by me and my homie Pablo. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen his. He hasn't seen mine, so you're going to get a lot of great reactions out of that. And you guys are going to have a lot of great reactions from it. And then after that, we're going to work our way into Cushion Conspiracy Hour. We're going to go in detail about the Titanic and the conspiracy surrounding it. Was it sunk? Was it an accident? We don't know, but we're going to decide at the end of this episode. And then after that, we're going to head into our weekly Bum of the Week. It's going to be a short one this week. We got 3 bums to choose from. We're wrapping it up quick because we got a lot to do. We got a lot to cover. So let's get right into it. Are you ready for the news, my friend?
I am ready. Let's go.
Let's get into the news. So today, the top story right now is the shooting in Moscow. This is crazy. So there is over 100 people dead right now. So many people injured. A bunch of people basically in fatigues and military uniform ran up in Moscow's Korkus City Hall in Moscow and just gunned that shit up. And now, as you see, ISIS is reportedly claiming responsibility. What do you think about that, dog? That's crazy. Yeah, is this the first you're hearing about it?
Oh yeah, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Like, sounds like a whole lot of shit just happening that I'm just lost on. So they start to inform me. Give me something here.
So this is just a breaking story today. So I don't have much information other than the fact that they ran up in the concert hall, they killed a bunch of people, they burned the place down, and ISIS claimed responsibility. However, I do know that if we take a look here in 2022, there was a play of a terrorist attack done by the Russian government, kind of like a drill, in the same concert hall where Ukrainian soldiers were attacking and killing people. This was actively shown in the Russian media as a plausible scenario to fearmonger. Coincidentally, the attack yesterday took in the same concert hall. So basically, bro, what do we think? Do we think it's a coincidence that they had this drill just a year ago, or is it like the same thing like Vigilant Guardian? So many things like before Sandy Hook when they did. So like it seems like they like to show you what they're gonna do shortly before they do it, and we're gonna talk about that in the show more later on in the Titanic. So buckle your seatbelts up for that. But what do you think, dog? Is this a coincidence?
That's like you said. First of all, you said something, a great point. I was gonna say COVID, the whole 19 bullshit. You know.
Oh yeah, the event 201 where they told us they were gonna do it.
Reprogramming. Yeah, it's constantly setting us up for normalizing the things that they want in place. And in this whole crap and need for acceptance and to be nice with everybody and to be so caring, we've allowed people to just step in the way and force their things down our throat. And we say that it's okay because it wouldn't be right not to do it.
Man, I
mean?
try hard to fight my hardest fight to just not let anybody force anything down my throat, you know? It's been a long time since jail, but I still got the fight in me, dog. I still got the fight in me. But now, moving on to our next piece of news. So did you see Princess? You brought it up to me last night. You were the one who called me about this. Princess Catherine says she delayed the announcement of cancer. So basically, Princess Catherine, she announced that she has cancer. We have a little video clip here we're going to take a look at.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was...
So, essentially,
yeah,
she's...
so on and so on.
Yeah, so I don't know what to make of this. It's like, if that's all it was, why all the fake pictures? Why all the hubbub? Like, why? I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get it if she didn't want her kids to know, but...
It the realm of possibility that she's not as much of a liar as we thought she was. I mean, because, there's another part about this whole thing being when we do conspiracies, we kind of... No, I'm not saying that you did. I'm just saying, like, when we do these conspiracy things, there's this part where sometimes, like, at least for me, I can admit, I get into this closed-minded state where it's just, I only understand my side. And then take me a second to come back and remember, like, people are people. And sometimes things ain't always as crazy as it seems. Yeah. But I mean, I also could be a fucking other person. She just looks sick.
Yeah,
it could be that.
I was more worried than anything. I didn't think she was lying. I thought the palace and the royal family and all that, I thought they were lying. I was honestly concerned about her welfare more than anything. But
yeah, you thought they could.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm super glad she's okay. I'm super glad she's alive. I mean, I'm not super glad she has cancer. I wish her the best of luck with that. Yeah, I'm not super glad about that, but I'm stoked she's alive. I'm stoked she's talking, and I hope that this is really what it is. But to our next point of news.
So, and Pablo Escobar, our condolences to.
So basically, we had this happen. We had this happen the other day. The migrants, they stormed the fucking border like crazy. It was insane. They talked to the Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary, about it, and she upset a lot of people by suggesting it's Texas's fault that this is happening somehow, and like, I just don't understand it.
I mean, honestly, this is a question for the governor of Texas. Seriously, that question is for, he's the one who, the razor wire, that's him. The National Guards, that's him. The Border Patrol agents still did their job, even though it was, they got in the way. Like the governor's plans got in the way.
The governor's plans got in the way. It's not Biden's policies. It's not Biden's economics. It's none of that.
Listen, I'm gonna cut this shit short here. Anything that comes out that lady's fucking mouth, I cannot stand the fucking faces that she makes. Like she, and the way she looks at the people asking questions, like, why are you asking questions? It's just, I have no patience for that lady. I hate, you wanna know what's insane? I hate her so much and don't even know what the fuck. I know she speaks for the White House. I don't know who she is.
She's the press secretary, but yeah, she's very unlikable. But like, I know a lot of people have been worried about these migrants and if they're gonna have jobs, and like, I've been worried about that too. But we got a new video out of the city, out of New York. It's showing you that these migrants, they're finding places to work. Watch, dog.
Crazy. Hey, y'all looking for work? Who want to sell drugs? Y'all want to sell drugs? Who want to hustle? Hustle, yeah. Who want to sell drugs? Hustle. Work, hustle.
This is the great tax dollars at work. You see what I mean?
It's the tax dollars at work, dog.
Yo, they later we're assholes when we say shit like these people are coming over here. Anybody coming from anywhere, coming here illegally and just taking jobs, let alone doing this shit over here. I mean, I'm not even gonna hate on the guy. Hey, listen, he sees a free come
Hey,
up.
get your
he
money,
somebody
dog.
willing to work.
If I was
You know
still
what I mean? And this
hustling,
is
dog,
what you fought for. This is what you
shit,
fought for.
dog.
People fought for these people to be able to come in here
Listen.
and have the American dream without being American. Look, that's what they get.
Listen,
and that's what you provided to them. I hope the liberals are very happy with your choices.
The government is giving them all the benefits, so we got to benefit somehow. And that's his form of getting government benefits. You know what I'm saying? He's getting benefit from the government.
You know what? Hey, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not that bad. Look, you know what? Kids don't have to sell drugs because you got all these illegal people coming here. So you know what I mean? It starts cleaning up the community a little bit. Everybody gets their drugs clean and safe. Now, you know what that lady is? The one that was giving all these fucking comments. She's like that bitch from the White House is like, she is the who you send in to sweep in the shit, except this bitch's bucket is overrun with shit, and all she does is fucking just throw shit everywhere. I can't. I know we got past her, but I just get so fucking so bad at her job.
Yo. So the next piece of news after this fucking trash dumpster, Miss Young, is this dude, Michael Rappaport, dog. Michael fucking Rappaport got caught on camera, and he's saying it's AI. He's claiming it's AI. He's saying, oh, it wasn't me. They got me on CGI. They got me on AI. Let's roll it. Let's find out. Now, before we roll this, let's just take note of his hands. Take note of when he counts things out, when he goes, and he's moving with his hands. You know what I'm saying? Those are things you got to take note of. These are things AI can't do. AI cannot do this.
If I say Israel, you got to pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three, I get paid for that. Right. Same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do what if I do a watermelon emoji, and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool. Film me. Nice.
So basically, that's what's going on. Like, if you look at the video and you watch it, you could bring it back. You could go look at it on your own. When he's saying certain things and he's listing out and his hands moving, these are just things that AI can't do. This is a real caught with egg on his face. What do you think, Doug?
I mean, it's fucking Michael Rappaport. Like, what the fuck is he famous for, bro? Like, this was something that we were just talking about the other day, where I didn't even understand why the fuck he was in every fucking music video in the 90s, every rap music video, and then he was like an analyst for some reason on ESPN or some shit like that. He was just, I don't understand. Like, I guess, well, because he was an American History X. I mean, I know he did other movies, but that's,
yeah.
I don't know. I think that this guy is doing what everybody else is doing, cashing out a check, and it's clear. I mean, but of course, people are gonna say it's bullshit.
Yeah, they're always going to say it's bullshit. He's not going to own up to it. He got egg on his face. We know that the Jewish lobby is out here paying all these stars to, get people on their side. It is what it is. Genocide's okay as long as your religion is right. Genocide is okay.
As long as you
pay. We got our next piece.
Taxes.
Hey, right? Listen, we got our next piece of news, though. This is our last piece of news. I'm excited about this because it's so exciting to see people get drilled up and, like, really souped up for their candidate. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of Biden voters, male Biden voters, getting ready.
We'll get to that eventually.
Yo, that fucking red shoe shit, dog. That red shoe shit, man. What do you think about that? What do you think? Does it have you worried, dog? Like,
I think it's a beautiful thing for them to do what they feel. You know what I mean? Like, that is who's voting, and those are the people that are pushing this shit that are okay with it. That's what they do. That's how they feel. They should let that out all the time, and not just do that sometimes. Because most of the men out here voting like that are feeling like that. The heels, get it. Go get your money, girl. Go get your money.
Right now. So how you feeling about this, dog? I know you're excited about this. We had some depressing news, so it's good to move on to some lighthearted, funny videos, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's just jump into it.
All right. Let's jump into it. Here's our first video. Here we go.
Craig, get up.
You know you saw me, cuz. Audiotis Speakerton.
Yo, just I love these videos. I got a couple of
You know
these.
you saw
I
me,
got
cuz.
this dude.
Audiotis
I was on his
Speakerton.
Instagram.
Montana
He had me
University.
dying. I got a couple of these
Agrees.
loaded up. Just wait till the next one. Here we go. So on to the next one.
So I've come to London, and we just happened to be near Compton Avenue, which makes sense why I'm walking with the Crips.
Oh, it's going down in the town. Oh, it's going down in the town, y'all.
This one's good.
Oh, it's going down in the town. It's going down. Oh. Fuck roll down.
Damn.
Yo, let me get a kick.
Watch him park.
Yo, let me
Watch
get a
him
kick.
park.
Yo,
He's on a bike.
Let me get a kick. Let me get a kick. Yo, fuck all that. Fuck all that, bro. Let me get a kick, bro.
Yo, let me get a kick. Hold up. Let me get a kick. Yo,
Get the fuck out
dog.
of here.
That's only in New York you got a stranger do you like that, though, dog.
You can tell by the way I awkward walk. I'm gonna shit my pants. There's no time to talk. I fucking out, and it was funny. And I'm standing there, but my butt feels muddy. And it's alright. It's okay. Please step out.
Shit.
Yo, hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna bring this one back.
Got away from him.
Yo, I'm gonna bring this one back. Hold up.
You can tell by the way I awkward walk. I'm gonna shit my pants. There's no time to talk. I fucking out, and it was funny. And I'm standing there, but my butt feels muddy. And it's alright. It's okay. Please step out my fucking way.
I've literally seen you run to the bathroom. Huh?
Yeah, but you see when he let go, when he went to grab the door, see, the thing is he gave up, and what happened is like something like the Mississippi swamp in his ass right now. That shit's disgusting.
Yo. Here we go. Let's bring this back. Yo, this is every barber in Denver right here on camera.
Ain't straight, bro. Ain't crooked.
That shit look good to me, nigga.
Yo, I can't because it's every barber.
Oh, shit, crazy. No, you made me laugh. Made me laugh.
Oh my god. I gotta move on to the next one. All right, let me chill.
That's that way space, guys.
Get on the ground.
Driveway Vaughn Cementi. St. Francis University.
Driveway Vaughn Cementi.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna fucking pass out.
Yeah. All right, hold up. Let's go to the next one. Hold up. Momentum.
Nice.
Man down.
Them names slip back.
Darius Walker. Florida Atlantic University.
Darius Walker. Yo, I love that shit. Hold up, man.
What you looking at? You did it, not me, cuz. Dirk Tobin, Medion Hill.
Dirk Tobin, Medion Hill.
Yo, hold up. This kid.
That kid fucking shit with himself so hard.
That kid got brain damage, dog.
What you looking at? You did it, not me, cuz. Dirk Tobin, Medion Hill.
Yo, my stomach hurts.
Oh,
hold up.
You know, this shit's gonna get clipped a bunch of times. I'm gonna be like a deflating balloon. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Here you go. Here you go, Pablo. Hold up. Hold up. Yo, yo, what the fuck is that bird hearing?
Yo, that's because that bird hears it all the fucking time. That bird's looking out the window saying it. That nigga's traumatized.
Yo, I can't. Next one. Shit. This is an actual video I found of you, Pablo. Look.
Shut the fuck up. I don't have one of those little vacuums. Those are the best vacuums.
Yo, that thing just did the craziest line, and its name is Pablo. Damn, son.
We pulling up in matching cars.
Hold up. This one's good. Oh shit. This one's good. Let me bring it back.
I remember this one.
Huh?
I remember this one. This is good. This is good.
You've seen this one?
This is good. Yeah. I've seen it.
Oh, man. I know Tori's your voice, and he's short as fuck, so I wanted you to see this one. I didn't know you seen it.
We pulling up in matching cars because we hate the walk. Oh, niggas talking, but we hate. We pulling up in matching cars because we hate the walk.
His heels.
Yo, the little ass legs, dog. The little ass legs, bro. Oh, I can't take it, dog. I can't take it. Yo, that was a really good, the best medicine. Like that is a section we're gonna do a lot more, dog. How did you feel about that?
I'm having fun.
Having fun? I'm having fun.
Yo, that kid ate the dirt so fucking hard. Yo, come on, we gotta.
We're going right into Cushion Conspiracy Hour. So our Cushion Conspiracy Hour this week is about the Titanic, like we said. You excited about this topic, Doug?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
This is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Oh, you've been waiting for this one? So basically, I'm gonna play a little video that's gonna give a kind of a little summary of the conspiracy and what it's about, and we're gonna give that a listen.
What if J.P. Morgan had a hand in the Titanic disaster? A theory circulating in the world of conspiracy suggests that the tragic end of the Titanic was a meticulously planned act of insurance fraud, involving its sister ship, the RMS Olympic. The Olympic, owned by the same company as the Titanic and backed by J.P. Morgan, had previously been involved in a costly accident. The theory suggests that the Olympic and Titanic were switched, with the damaged Olympic disguised as the Titanic, and then intentionally sunk to claim insurance. J.P. Morgan, originally booked on the voyage, mysteriously canceled his trip at the last minute. Could this be a coincidence, or was it because he knew of the impending doom?
So basically, he definitely knew, and we're gonna go over some things that are definitely going to, give us more detail about this night. What do you think about it, dog? Like, what do you know about it? Do you know much about it, or
I mean,
what's up?
I've heard that they killed off like 3 or 4 famous people, like people in power. This was a power play, right? Like he got rid of, I guess, the opposition.
Yeah. So basically, it was J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller had a hand in it. It was definitely everybody you see on the screen here, which is Bruce Ismay, Harlan and Wolff owner, Lord Perry, and also Thomas Andrew and J.P. Morgan. They all definitely had a hand in it, and we're going to go over that. We're going to go over a lot of the details right now. So the people who had a hand in it, we got J.P. Morgan, John D. Rockefeller, and here's our deceased gentlemen who definitely were killed for a reason, and that reason was to create the Federal Reserve, and we'll go into that. And that was John Jacob Astor, as you see. Right here we got Benjamin Guggenheim. And then
Guggenheim.
we've got Isidor Strauss. So these three men essentially were three of the wealthiest in America, and they were very against John D. Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan and a lot of other guys' plans to form a central bank in the United States. They were putting a lot of pressure on that. And, you know, they just couldn't have that happen. And they also had an issue going on with a sister ship called the Olympic that was damaged. And the repairs on that were going to be astronomical. So, you know, they developed a plan. And what plan was that? The plan was to switch these two ships. So, okay, so on the left we have the Titanic, on the right we have the Olympic. Two almost identical ships, right? However, there are a few key differences as we can see here, which is the forward portholes are very different on the ship. And that's going to give away a big indication that this ship was in fact switched out by White Star Line, the Morgan family, the Rockefeller family, all these people. What we're going to just outline in this presentation is that they all had a hand in this. They all made this ship come down, and there was a big reason for it. So what do you think, Doug? Have you heard about the whole Federal Reserve conspiracy and all that? Have you delved into that at all?
I've heard of the insurance fraud. I've heard of the insurance fraud thing that they were doing with this, with the whole Titanic and all this shit. But I didn't know about the. I don't know if that's related to the Federal Reserve.
Yeah. So some facts about the Titanic and some fishy things going on about the Titanic. Around the time that this all happened, I got some notes here. I just took some facts. So it's a fact that J.P. Morgan funded and built the Titanic. J.P. Morgan was booked on the voyage, but he canceled at the last second. Friend of J.P. Morgan, Milton Hershey, as well as others, also canceled at the last moment and survived to build the Hershey food empire. Here's another fact. There were no red flares on board the Titanic to signal any boats for rescue. Only white flares that mean like, hey, we're partying, everything's okay. It was the first ship of its kind with the ability to seal decks electromagnetically, which also led to many, many people being sealed and being brought down to their tomb. Also, Captain Edward Smith, who we'll talk about, was one of the best captains at the time. He knew the route very well. He knew where all the ice was. He was no amateur. He was so decorated. It's just not something that should have happened. And also, there was a book that came out 14 years before the Titanic sunk called The Wreck of the Titan that completely outlined the whole thing. It was like putting the outline of the Titanic disaster before it happened. We'll get into that. Also, the Federal Reserve was formed the very next year. That's a fact. The man who wrote the book we're going to talk about was poisoned shortly after the Titanic sank. The one that was pretty much the Titanic sinking. So John Jacob Astor at the time was the richest man in the world. He was a friend of Nikola Tesla and an outspoken opponent of the creation of the Federal Reserve. Astor gained his wealth in part as a real estate builder, investor, and inventor. Other prominent Federal Reserve detractors, such as Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Strauss, also died on board. So those are all some facts. There are weird little inconsistencies. Also, one that wasn't listed there that I recently learned was the key to the closet, the area where the binoculars for the lookouts were kept, was not on the boat, suspiciously. So that is a big red flag as well. Like, where was that key? Why wasn't it on the boat? That's one of the main things you want to have.
How do they know that?
I'm not really sure. I think witness accounts, people who survived the crash. It's all throughout the accounts. Even in the Titanic movie, they show like, hey, we can't get the things out because we don't have the key. Supposedly the key wasn't on board because one of the lookouts had been fired that morning and told to get off the boat. And he had the key on his possession when he left the boat. That's the official story of why there was no key in the boat. You know what I'm saying? But so getting back into it, I think that the Olympic and the Titanic were definitely switched. They're sister ships. They're almost identical. And if we look, we're going to take a look at this. Do you see this picture right here? So the top, it's not really that clear on here, but the top picture is the wreckage. The second picture is the wreckage enhanced. The third picture is a picture of the port side area of the Olympic. The side area of the Olympic. The very bottom picture that you see is the front port side area of the Titanic. A picture taken the day it was like christened when they broke the thing on it, like a month before it sailed or anything. So you see, judging by that, you see the very equal, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 portholes that are in equal distance from each other, and the wreckage underwater, and then the Olympic. Which ship is at the bottom of that sea, would you say? The Olympic or the Titanic?
From what I'm looking at right here, it's not the Titanic.
It's not.
Because if you're telling me that the Titanic, quote unquote, is the top one, which is really the Olympic, and that was the enhanced version of it right under it, that the two other ones under is like the original and then the modified, and the last one's the Titanic. It's obviously not a match. So yeah, it's just a case of insurance fraud, no?
So take note. I want you to take note of this picture. Take a close look at the bottom picture and the top picture. Do you see those two specific areas? Look at the top deck on each of them. You see how on the bottom one, the actual Titanic, the real Titanic, it's all closed off. You see how on the top one, the Olympic, it's all open?
Open, yeah.
Let's take a look at this footage of the day the Titanic set sail. Now, we're going to go, boom, right there. Do you see how it's wide open up at the top in the front?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see how that's wide open, right?
You can also see those five little portholes.
Yeah, and now let's cut. So now let's take note of what that top deck looks like. Not the top, but the one under the top deck, like between the top and this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
Boom. Which ship is it? It's the top ship, right? Which is the Olympic.
Yeah.
It's the Olympic that left the port that day. It was not the Titanic that left the port that day. We can clearly see that 100% in front of our eyes. What do you think about that, dog?
I mean, I think that this is a simple. It's what's more than fucking simple. It's pretty complicated, and it killed a lot of people. But it was an insurance fraud, and it was also a way of getting rid of the competition
and getting Fed in.
The door open for Hershey to take over.
So for Hershey to take over a lot of stuff, for all these bankers to take over a lot of stuff, for J.P. Morgan, and they got their Federal Reserve out of it. Everybody's like, well, the insurance didn't pay out that much, even if it was an insurance scam. I mean, even if it was, they definitely cleared the books on that. They didn't make much of a profit. But the whole thing wasn't about the profit off of the Titanic. The whole thing was about getting the Fed. When they got the Fed, that was the biggest payoff in the history of histories. Now, if we look at this picture right here, look at this wreckage. Do you see how that's blown outwards? Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that's indicating in some type of explosion from inside, right? And we're going to talk about that because there's eyewitnesses who have said there was an explosion inside, that it was not an iceberg. So going on now, we're here at Wreck of the Titans. So this book, written by Morgan Robertson, right? It was written 14 years before the wreck. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because here's the similarities to the Titanic. I got some notes on this. So, although the novel was written before the Olympic class Titanic had even been designed, there are some remarkable similarities between the fictional and real life counterparts. Like the Titanic, the fictional ship sank in April in the North Atlantic. The similarities between the size, the Titan was 800 feet long and the Titanic was 882 feet long. The top speed, 25 knots for the Titan, 21 knots for the Titanic. They were both described as unsinkable. The Titanic in real life, the Titan in the book, and they both had a shortage of lifeboats when they both went down. Both of them could not save enough people because they both had an iceberg or a shortage of lifeboats. Both of them struck an iceberg. So the Titan struck an iceberg at 25 knots. The Titanic struck an iceberg at 22 and a half knots. So basically, the sinking, the unsinkable Titanic sank. More than half of her 2,200 passengers died. The Titan also sank. More than half of her 2,500 passengers died. So yeah, there's a ton of similarities. This gentleman right here is the man who wrote the book, and he actually died of an overdose, which was a suspected poisoning, just a few years after the Titanic. Kind of weird, bro. What do you think? It kind of goes back to that, like, you know, what we were talking about with the Russian theater thing a year before, Vigilant Guardian, how they were fucking Event 201 with COVID. Like, were they telling us beforehand, or maybe the elites liked the book so much they were like, let's do the plot in real life? Who knows? But do you think it's just a coincidence that they matched that well?
No, I think it could be like the inspiration for how to get away with that shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, and it's probably a way. Not that it was meant for pre-programming, but maybe they use it as pre-programming.
Yeah,
select group of people would know about that ship, and so it would be like a whole Mandela effect where it would be easier to accept it because you've heard of it somewhere in the past but don't remember it.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
I mean?
like it's in your head kind of somehow, you know what I'm saying? So moving on, we got this next guy. They call him Patty the Pig. His name is James A. Fenton. So whether he was on the ship or not is contested. Some people say yes. There's eyewitnesses who say he was. There's official accounts say he wasn't. But I get why the official accounts would say he wasn't on there, because this man had communicated with multiple people about the fact that, so he worked at the dock where the Titanic was built, which was Harland and Wolff in Belfast, Ireland. And he, along with other, there's been a lot of claims of people who worked there that said the ships were switched at the last minute, the Olympic and the Titan, like all the letterings, all the dock numbers, the propellers, any identifying markings were switched, but he came out publicly and said that. He's been classified as a loon. He's been classified as a liar. There's a lot of witnesses that he was there. There's a lot of people who say he wasn't there. So it's up in the air about this one, about what really happened, along with some other stuff we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I don't know. I know how the elites act with these situations and how they like to smear people who do have real knowledge and information. So I don't know. I have a good feeling that this guy could be telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, hey man, if so you got, like, what do you mean witnesses when you say there's eyewitness accounts?
There's people who were survivors on the boat that say, yeah, I've seen James Fenton on the boat, or he had worked I fucked that up. Not survivors. People that worked there who had worked with James Fenton said, yeah, James Fenton worked there, but other ones said there wasn't, that he didn't.
All right.
I messed that up a little bit, but anyway, he worked at the ship. He worked. No, I completely messed that up. He worked at the ship dock, and they claim he didn't work there. He's claiming the ships were switched. They say no, he didn't work there. Other people who worked at the dock say he did work there. So it's one of those issues where it's like he said, she said, but it's like I kind of believe the little guy because I know how the big guy tries to smear the little guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible. You know what I mean? I'd have to know a little bit more specifically about him.
Yeah, it's hard to nail down details on that one. I'm just going to be 100% honest about that. But what is not hard to nail down details about is what we're going to talk about next. And that's all the famous people who didn't make it onto the ship that day. Kind of similar to how people like Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane and some other people didn't make it onto the planes.
9/11.
On 9/11. Yeah. And it seems to me like I remember they released a testimony from one of the girls who gave testimony on Epstein, and she said in Epstein's possession he had tickets that he had bought for all the planes as a souvenir. Like he bought, because he knew what flights were going to be hijacked that day. So like he bought tickets to all the flights that day. That's why there were some empty seats on those flights. And the girl said the reason some of those empty seats on those flights were because Jeffrey Epstein had bought tickets to keep as keepsakes from the event and from the day. And some of that sounds like what we're about to hear about. But that shit's crazy, right?
That's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean, so these are all the people who didn't make it. Milton Hershey, real good friend of J.P. Morgan, he didn't make it that day, right? His excuse was that he reserved a spot, but he ended up sailing home on the SS America instead. Kind of weird. That's your best buddy's boat. Why would you even have to reserve a spot? He sent a 300. That's why I said this reminds me of Jeffrey Epstein, because it's like if he wanted to get on that boat, he probably could have just walked on that boat. He was best friends with the owner. So it feels to me like he bought a ticket to keep as a keepsake kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Next, we're going to go to this gentleman right here. Didn't make it on. Guglielmo Marconi, the Nobel Prize winner who invented the radio, opted to head to the U.S. 3 days earlier on the Lusitania, foregoing a free ticket on the Titanic. A free ticket. Now, this was the most luxurious liner of the time that everybody wanted to be on the first sail. And this guy turned down a free ticket? Is that a little weird, dog?
I mean, pretty convenient.
Like, why would you turn down a free ticket to the boat that everybody wants to be on? Okay, so here we go to the next guy. We got Mr. John Mott, another Nobel Prize winner, who was also offered a free ticket on the ship, but he chose a smaller ship, the Lapland, instead. Here's another man that also got a free ticket, another Nobel Prize winner that said, nah, I'm not going to go on the boat that everybody wants to go on the free ticket. I'm going to pay for a ticket on this boat instead. Kind of weird, right? What do you think?
Just a little bit weird, you know what I mean?
So now we go to A.G. Vanderbilt, the grandfather, or the great-grandfather of... what's his face? Anderson Cooper, the CIA MK Ultra drone. He canceled his ticket on the Titanic at the last minute. His luck ran out. He must have made somebody in the shit mad though, because he was on board the Lusitania when it was sunk by a German U-boat in May 1915, which started World War I. That's a conspiracy in of itself. We can talk about the sinking of the Lusitania because that was the false flag or that started a lot of what started World War One was the sinking of the Lusitania and caused a
Well, there
lot
you
of
go.
shit.
Look, that's one thing I want to learn about. Let's go. That'll be
Yeah,
something that we'll get to on the next one too. Because
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a.
So he didn't make it on. Now we got Henry Clay Frick, the chairman of the Carnegie Steel Company, the Carnegies, the families. You know what I'm saying? Missed the sailing of the
Yeah.
Titanic because his wife sprained her ankle in Italy and needed to be hospitalized. Needed to be
'Cause you gotta get
hospitalized.
hospitalized when you twist your ankle.
Now, we're going to actually get into that and learn a little bit about that, but here we go. American journalist Theodore Dreiser was persuaded by his publisher to take a cheaper trip home across the Atlantic. Maybe that one, I don't know, could be. Here we go. The big one, the big one of all. J.P. Morgan himself had a personal suite on the Titanic and had attended its launch party in 1911, but he extended his French vacation and missed the sinking. This is his boat. He built it. It was his baby. Why wasn't he on it? Why was J.P. Morgan not on this boat? What do you think, Doug? Why wasn't he on it?
Because even though he looks like a fucking blowfish, maybe there's some brain inside that bubble of a fucking head he has. He knew exactly what the fuck was gonna happen. I mean, I don't trust or buy half the shit these motherfuckers sold ever, and they're not gonna sell none of this crap to me.
Yeah, definitely not. But there's a lot of weird things that went on with this. Like, I'm looking through my notes here, but like, so basically, right before the ship sailed, a few hours before the ship sailed, J.P. Morgan had 7 valuable bronze statues removed 1 hour before the ship left Southampton. So not several hours, 1 hour. So 1 hour before it left the port, J.P. Morgan had several very valuable bronze statues removed. Why? Is it because he didn't want them at the bottom of the ocean? That's kind of crazy, huh?
I mean, listen, without saying too much, if he's part of the Tiny Hat Committee.
Yeah, definitely. He's part of the Tiny Hat Club.
It's that fucking schnoz, huh? Listen, nothing about the way that he looks into this fucking picture tells me that this nigga is not guilty. I don't know that he
evil. He looks like every James Bond villain that ever lived, all rolled into one.
Yeah, the old Bond villain who never fights and never handles shit himself, but has enough money to have everybody else do
Exactly.
it.
Now, so these are all the people that survived. Here's one of those unsubstantiated but interesting claims that I have to look into further. Other people, if anybody knows anything about this and can send me some more information about this, I'd love more information about this. I can find very little about this guy. We're going to roll it. It's somebody who supposedly survived the Titanic.
This Titanic survivor claims an iceberg didn't hit the ship. Vananak Bayarat was the survivor of the Titanic. He shared room 804 with 2 Englishmen and a Frenchman. The Frenchman was named Morin, and they quickly became friends. On April 15, 1912, at midnight, they heard a loud explosion that woke them up and made them fall out of their beds. They rushed out of the room to find out that the ship was sinking. Since they had no other options to try and survive, they all jumped into the sea with nothing but their safety vests. But unfortunately, when they hit the water, they were all separated and never found each other again. Vananak quickly ran out of strength due to the extremely cold water, but he managed to survive thanks to Mrs. Astor, who happened to pass by him on a lifeboat. She begged him to get in with her because she thought he was her son. He managed to reach the United States alive, but he never said anything about hitting an iceberg. He always said that the reason that the Titanic sank was due to an explosion. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't hit an iceberg or it did hit an iceberg.
So basically, that's that. You know what I'm saying? We got that. I've looked. Sorry, it's Cushing conspiracy hour. So I've looked everywhere. I've looked everywhere for information about that. It's really hard to find it. I don't know if they're hiding it. I don't know. I found a couple videos, one article. It's really hard to nail down information about this guy. But that's why I'm just giving that with a grain of salt, and I'm saying, hey, like, I don't know if this is what it is, but I know this is what it is. The Creature from Jekyll Isle. So basically, this is wrapping up the culmination of why the Titanic was sunk. It was definitely 100% because of which is about the creation of the Federal Reserve, written by G. Edward Griffin, who's great. We're going to show many of his videos on this show. He's done a lot of great work about communism, cultural Marxism, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be playing a lot of his work because he is a legend and he should never be forgotten. So yeah, this is basically these pieces of shit. This is a photo from a portrait painting from the night of the creation of the Federal Reserve, December 23rd, 1913, a little over a year after the sinking of year and a half. They got their wish, they got their thing. We're going to definitely have a whole cushion conspiracy hour just about the Federal Reserve. I was going to go into it in this episode, but it was just going to run it too long. I figured it'd be great.
That's just a lot.
Yeah, it deserved its own episode. So next episode, we're going to be talking about the Federal Reserve, its creation. We're going to use this episode as a jumping off point. And then, I don't know, Doug, maybe we'll just go from this and we'll work our way out and we'll branch out to different conspiracies along the way. Or we'll jump around. Who knows what we're going to do. But I do know what we're going to do next.
I like this linking.
Yes, I do too. I do know what we're going to do next, though. We're going to get into our... Yeah. All right, so, yo. So, basically, Doug, like... How did you feel about that whole Titanic segment? Did you learn anything you didn't know about beforehand? Like, well, what do you think?
Well, I mean, kind of the whole thing. I kind of really didn't know about nothing. So like all of the conspiracy of it being like planned. Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know about the explosion. I had no idea of the people in play. I didn't know it was J.P. Morgan. Like. And you know, I think it was a great segment into the next conspiracy we're gonna do next.
Yeah, which is gonna be the Federal Reserve. Yeah, we're gonna use this as a jumping off point for the Federal Reserve. We're gonna link it all up. I was gonna do both of these in one episode, but it was just gonna run it too long. It'd be too much information in one episode because we had a lot of other shit to deal with. Just like Bum of the Week, just like we're going to get into our now. So our first nominee for Bum of the Week right here.
He landed on his neck.
Yo, but it didn't stop him. It ain't stopped the wave, dog. He's stirring the sauce. Look at him. You see him stirring the sauce? Yo, how's he killing it harder than the dude making the video, dog? I don't understand how. I don't get it. Yo, I had to bring that back a couple times. Hold on. Yo, that shit hurt. That's why he got up like that.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever he just did at the beginning there, that shit hurt him. Yeah. Yo, he was like, damn, my back ain't what it used to be no more, dog. That shit hurt him, dog. All right, next bum. He fucked that shit up.
Boy, I got that virus. Boy, hell no, boy.
See this bum reminds me of my mom back in the day.
I got that virus. Boy, hell no, boy. It was.
Yo, he's stuck. He's stuck off that fat. Where that dope?
Like,
I don't know.
Stuck good.
Yo, like stuck, bro. Yo, my mom, no, dog. She used to be crazy stuck. Like, yo, my mama off the dope. Let me get up and do this. She'll be like this.
Oh, the hangman?
Yo, but what's crazy is they do this shit, dog, and they'll go all the way down to the ground, dog, and touch their toes, and they ain't gonna lose balance. And then they'll just pop up like that. Yo. Like shit ain't going on. Yo, like shit ain't going on. But nah. Let's get into the next bum number 3. Oh, so this is a sequel to last week. This is Bum Fu Kung Fu Harder. But yo,
nothing to play with, okay? This bum here, when he asks you for change, you pull out $1 because
Yo.
if not, he's
yo,
gonna
dog.
knock it out of you.
I don't know who he's fighting, if it's a ghost or something, but that motherfucker.
Since that that man, he's an American hero.
He's
fighting off spiritual things like Doctor Strange.
Yo, he's fighting off them MK Ultra demons they put in there. Yo, but look at that shit, dog. Like, he ain't playing. Yo, he's on some real shit, dog. Like, he'll dead ass fuck somebody up, like 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a dangerous motherfucker walking around smearing shit on the wall and whooping ass.
So, who's your pick for bum of the week this week, dog? I'm going with the dancing bum.
The first bum? Yeah, you know what? Because the eye contact that he had with that guy, when you pause it, he got up and was like, oh, that shit. I'm good.
Yo, but he was killing it hard, dog. He was killing it. He was killing it way harder than homie. It was a good show, all in all.
I want to know what happened.
I don't know, but I can assure you that he's not walking as good as he did before that video. I'll tell you that much, because whatever he did to his back right there really fucking hurt. But hey, we had a great episode. We did bum of the week. We picked the dancing bum. We played a lot of great videos on the best medicine, and we learned a lot of great things on our news segment, our news this week, and our Titanic segment. How'd you feel about this episode, Pablo?
I feel like we're getting better at this, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Fun doing this, and this is giving me like the same feeling I would get like when I'm recording music.
Yeah.
Like it's nice, bro. It's nice. I like this. I feel like we're doing something.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, bro. You've been putting in my work, bro.
I'm proud of you too, dog. I'm proud of you too. And our situation on recording is a little complicated. We're not gonna get into that, but we make it work. We make it happen. We make it boogie. You know, we want to hear from everybody. If you'd like, subscribe this video. It would be great. We definitely want comments. We want your feedback. Hit me in the messages. We will get back to you. Pablo will get back to you. I will have everything, all of our socials linked in the description. You can find us everywhere, the podcast everywhere, at Malice the Podcast. Very easy, at Malice the Podcast. That's going to be Rumble. That's going to be YouTube. That's going to be Twitter. That's going to be same thing, Twitter and X. Look at me, I'm a fucking dummy.
All that shit.
All that shit. Anywhere you could find somebody on a social media, under a rock, in your mom's bed, at Malice the Podcast. 100% of the time, we're going to get you rocking. We're going to get you laughing. We're going to get you high. We're going to get you having a good time. And most of all, we're going to get you learn. When you leave, you're going to be a little smarter than you were the last time. Right, my guy?
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Good energy, man. Hey, you guys have a safe one. You already know.
Hey, yo, yes, have a safe one. Thank you. Good night.